Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've posted anything, but I'm back. And I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but now I'm gonna start recording my duels. I haven't been remote dueling because I have things to do for school, but I will be actually physically dueling IRL duel every Saturday. I will try and get a video out every Saturday. Of course, next Saturday I will not because I will be busy, but the following Saturday after that, I am not too sure. But I will try and post every Saturday, or at least every deck profile almost every week at least. I'm going to try to, because I am working on this synchro-based deck that I think might work. This is now the updated version, final update version of predaplant despias for the format currently. The new set just came out not too long ago, and new cards just came out of the set. So I have side deck ready, main deck, and extra deck ready for it. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Starting off with the main deck, we got our triple Bibos. Bibos is crazy because it searches our predaplant monsters, and then we don't really use the second effect at all, but if the opponent controls a monster with predaplant counter, we can special them from grave, but banish when it leaves the field. Then we play our one Scarlet. If it's sent from field to grave by a card affected by battle, I get to add one Preda card from deck to hand. Triple Predaplant Scorpio. Scorpio special summons any Predaplant monster from deck. Then we play two Predaplant Cobras. Cobras are there for the Scorpios and just to summon it from the deck in general. We have our one Sundrune, our one Bibbo, our one Cautery, basically our power one-ofs. If we see it in hand, it's really good. The Cautery is kind of situational because we need two low for lower predaplant monsters, which we can easily get in the grave because of our starter cards. Sundrune is here because we do use it as fusion material a lot, and we use its effect a lot. He is mainly, I've normal summoned Sundrune more than I've normal summoned Scorpio, which is nice. Then for the other monsters, we're playing two Fawn of Albaz, one Tragedy, one Aluminum. I've seen so much success with one Tragedy, one Aluminum because we barely see it in hand, and we barely go into the Despian play. But when we do go the Despian play, it does give us an easier route to the Mirror Jade plus two Draco's Pleasure and the Punch turn. Then we're playing one Kit and one Mercurier. Kit and Mercurier come up rarely. The only time I actually see Mercurier and Kit in hand is I mainly use Kit as discard fodder or as a more combo piece. And if I have something in hand that I don't want to see in hand, I just summon the Kit, special summon Kit from hand, place the card I don't want to see on the bottom of the deck, and I get a free search. Mercurier's here because it's a free monster negate. Now for the one-ofs that work for the meta currently, it's Artifact Scythe. Scythe is really good because it locks the opponent out, and then one one Destiny Hero Dark Angel. Dark Angel and Scythe are here because we're playing a nice tech, Branded Explosion. Explosion is really good because if we tribute a fusion monster, we can target two monsters, being the Dark Angel and the Scythe, or the Scythe and any other monster, Dark Angel or another monster. So how Explosion works, we tribute a fusion, and we target Scythe and Dark Angel, or like I said, Dark Angel and any monster, Scythe or any monster. We special summon Scythe to our side of the field, and we special summon Dark Angel to the opponent's side of the field in defense position. Dark Angel says when a spell card or effect you activate resolves, negates that effect, and if you do, or if it did not have an effect, destroy that card. This basically negates all spell cards, and it's not once per turn, as well as it also negates Super Poly, which I think is crazy. Scythe is just to lock the opponent out of the extra deck. And then for our last card in the deck that surprisingly really works is Snow. Snow, we barely use it for fusion summon. We mainly use the Scythe for fusion summon, but the Snow is here because if we see it in hand, it's good. If we don't, that's fine. Snow has won me 3 games because it's mainly link decks where they normal summon one, I go on summon, or after the summon fully resolves, thinking, effect of Snow, banish 7, summon, effect, target, Book of Moon. And that is it for the monsters. Now moving on to the spells and traps. We're playing 3 Branded Fusions, 1 Branded Red. this is the best one. You got Branded Fusion is mandatory, Branded Red situational, but it does work when it works. And that's all for the branded spells. Now for the predaplant spells, it would be 2 Preda practices. The instant fusion, I consider instant fusion a predaplant monster. I mean, not predaplant monster, a predaplant card, because it works really well with predaplant ambulance. Because instant fusion is our one card combo into Mirror Jade and 2 Dragosopelias. Then we play 1 Preda pruning, 1 Preda prime fusion. Preda prime fusion is basically our 3rd copy of Super Poly. And we're also playing the 2 copies of Super Poly. I'm just playing the 2 Super Polys and 1 Preda prime fusion because Preda prime fusion is more searchable than Super Poly, and Preda prime fusion has won me more games than Super Poly has. And then on to the rest of the spells, being going second spells plus going second spells being our Dark Lord No Mores and our Twin Sisters, and then our power 1 of that works going first, our Twin Sister call by. Twin Sisters are here because we are not trying to lose game 1 to Mystic Mine or any back row deck. Game 1. Game 2, that's what our side deck is meant for. Dark Ruler No More is really good this format, especially against Splites, because if you Dark Ruler, Splite just auto loses, because they cannot do anything. Call by, don't have to say why, it's call by. And then on to our traps, being 3 traps, being Branded Banishment, Branded Explosion, and Preda Planning. Preda Planning is really good for the chain blocking, but I mainly use it for the first effect to send a predaplant monster from deck to grave to then place a Preda counter on every monster on the field. Branded Explosion is really good. Again, just to special summon the Destiny Hero Dark Angel or the Scythe to the field. We never use the secondary effect to summon 2 monsters to our side of the field. Branded Explosion actually won me a game against someone who was playing evenly matched, because they went draw, standby, main, moving towards battle, and I was like, and the main explosion effect, I summoned the side to my side of the field and gave them the Cobra, and that just won me the game explosion, because I summoned the Cobra in defense, which you mainly always want to summon in defense just in case they have the evenly match. And that's all for the main deck, 40 card main deck. Now moving on to the extra deck, which I actually think is pretty good. We're playing 1 Mud Dragon in the Swamp. We're playing Mud Dragon in the Swamp because I prefer it better than the new fusion monster that is 2 monsters of the same type and attribute but different names. This is 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types, because that comes up more often. And then we're playing then for the 1-ofs we're playing 1 Ambulance, 1 Chimera. Chimera is our OTK. Ambulance is our combo star. We're just playing 1 because we can recycle it. 1 Starving Venom, 1 Predaplant something. I do not know how to pronounce his name, but he's basically a negate for a extra deck summon, as well as if the opponent controls a monster with a Predator counter, we just summon it back onto the field in defense position. Then our 1 Starving Venom Predapower Fusion Dragon. Then we're playing 2 Predaplant Dragosopelias. We're playing a lot of Predaplant monsters in the extra deck because, again, this deck is Predaplant Despias. We do play a lot of good cards like the Chimera, the Starring Venom, the Predapower, the Dragosopelias is just all good. And then for the Fallen Albas Fusion, we're playing 1 Gloomy, 1 Iron Dash, and 1 Albion. A lot of players that I see my extra deck think, why are you playing 1 Albion? You should put that to 2 and get rid of the Iron Dash and Gloomy. Well, Iron Dash gets rid of our Plarmatic cards, so we have something that I just can't beat over. I would just go effective Iron Dash, move it to a different column, destroy everything face up in that column. Gloomy's here because if we go up against a deck like the Mirror Match that targets monsters, this is the only monster that can be targeted with monster effects, and it cannot be destroyed by battle, which is really good. And then Gloomy and Iron Dash both have the effect to... Gloomy has the effect to add or special summon a Tri-Brigaded or Fallen of Albaz. Iron Dash has the same effect, but it's for Spriggan monsters, so like Spriggan's Kit and Fallen of Albaz. Albion, the 1-of, because Albion will mainly set either Branded Banishment or Branded Explosion. If we have our Scythe or our Destiny Hero Dark Angel in grave, we would set the Branded Explosion. or if we're trying to go for more play around cards that could kill us, like the Dark Ruler no more or something like that, then we would set the Branded Banishments. And then for the rest of the fusions being 2 Libellions and then 2 Mirror Jades. When people see the 2 Mirror Jades, it's really good because if you see it, it's really good. Mirror Jade 2. I did play 1 for a while, but then I realized it's really hard for me to get it back from the banish back into the extra deck, and I can't really summon Mirror Jade back from the banish zone. Graveyard I can, but that just takes more time. 2 Libellions, because Libellion is our key fusion monster that we're going to summon all the time, especially off the Branded fusion. And that is all for the extra deck. Now moving on to the side deck. Side deck, we're playing 1 Ash Dragon. Ash Dragon is in here because it could be our OTK. If we need to get rid of a monster that is higher than 3,600 or something that is very hard for me to get over, I just side out the Gloomy or I side out either Ash Dragon, not Ash Dragon, Iron Dash, Gloomy, Libellion, or even the Mirror Jade, just to see the Ash Dragon in my extra deck, so I can use it against any card that is too big for me to get over. Something like the Link 6 for at Ignisters. If it gets higher than 3k, I just cannot beat over it with any of my monsters in the extra deck except this card. So this can also be our OTK. And then for our other cards, we're playing 3 Ghost Ogres. Ghost Ogres are in here just for the splites. Like if you Ghost Ogre the Xyz, you just destroy their turn. If you Ghost Ogre the field spell for the new quick play deck, I don't know what it's called. Ghost Ogre is crazy this format. It's better than Lancia. I'm not playing Lancia because I'm playing the 1 Banshee, 1 Zombie World. And then for the back row decks, because we do sometimes lose to the back row decks since they out-resource us, like Outlich, we're playing 3 Dinkasekas. Dinkasekas really, really good, because if the opponent does not have a counter trap, the only counter trap I know that can negate the summon of Dinkaseka is Solemn Judgment. So they do not have the Solemn Judgment. We don't need our normal summon, we just normal summon, and that's it. Effect just applies. I control no set back row, the opponent cannot activate any set back row, and then we just win from there. And then for our one-ofs, this Invader of Darkness, we're just playing the Invader of Darkness because it says your opponent cannot activate quick play spells. And either one, we can tribute summon it, it's a higher than level 7, so we can tribute summon it, or we can get it to grave as fusion material or discard fodder, and then summon it to our field with Branded Explosion. Then we just summon it, and then this kills the new deck that came out of the new sets that plays a lot of quick plays. So Invader of Darkness is really good this format. A going second card I play is Dino Wrestler Pinkatrops. Pinkatrops is really good because it's our inherent summon, and we tribute to destroy one, and this baits out the negates. So this is really good. I like it. It's also a beat stick. And then we're playing 1 Necro Banshee plus the 1 Zombie Road as the package. Banshee and Zombie Road work really well together. We can easily get the Banshee to grave via fusion or discard fodder, but we rarely see it in hand, and if we do see it in hand, that is totally fine. It's only been 3 games where I've seen the Banshee and the Zombie Road in hand. I believe I won that game because I just went Zombie Road, and then I had the Banshee in hand with the set Super Poly, a decent board in the past. They went into Unicorn, shuffled the Zombie World back into the deck, and then on rest I went Super Poly, discard the Banshee. Then after that resolved, I went Banshee, Banish, activate Zombie World, and I won the game from there. I went for the OTK from there, and then for the last card in the extra deck, we're playing 3 Dimensional Barriers. Dimensional Barriers here because it's just really good. This format, it kills a mirror match. It does not kill us necessarily because we can play through it. We can't play around it because it does prevent us from fusion summoning, but it is a killer against any fusion deck, Synchro, Xyz, or Ritual, plus Pendulums. So yeah, thank you for watching. It was really fun building and playing this deck. I've seen so much more success with this deck than any other list of predaplants. I believe I have 3 or 4, including this one. Yeah, 4 or 5 predaplant deck profile because I just really like the deck. I know I said, I think maybe my last or my other video of the zombie core, that I was gonna release a zombie core predaplant deck profile, or zombie despia deck, but I chose not to because I realized it's not gonna work, and having the branded stuff just would not help the deck entirely. Now, for the cards that you can play in the deck that I have considered is something like predaplant squid, something like the Raigekis, or even like the Despian comedy. Comedy is, of course, situational. A lot of players have asked me why don't I play the branded Lost. I say all the time I don't like playing it because it's too slow for me. Yeah, the opponent can't respond to your fusion summons, but this deck chain blocks so much that there is no point on you going branded Lost. And this is probably the only deck I have that you can super poly me at any point and I'll still be able to play the game. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this deck gives you good success in the future. And yeah, thank you for watching.